Welcome to the Alumni Lounge. On today's episode, we've got Bryan Molloy, and he is my barber.
How's it going? I'm Bryan Molloy, class of 2008, and I'm a barber. Coming to LT, I had no idea there were so many clubs for people to join. My mom had bought just a really cheap set of Conair clippers, starting off doing $5 haircut specials, and trust me, they looked like it. I'm thankful for my team. I'm thankful for my family and friends that I do have. Just want to keep learning, you're never too old to stop.
Bryan,
Yes.
how's it going?
Oh, it's going great,
Yeah?
Yeah. Happy to be here. Glad you invited me over to partake in the podcast. And I'm looking forward to telling everybody my story. So
Yeah?
it's good.
Did you have a good morning?
It was good. Yeah, just woke up, took the dog for a walk, and just got ready, ran a couple quick errands before I was able to make it over here. So just normal Tuesday for me.
Normal Tuesday.
Just taking the day off and trying to get all my errands done. Catch up day. So
Catch up day.
yeah.
So, how was your LT experience? Like, what was that like?
Okay, well, it was a bit of a culture shock. I came from a private grammar school. I was in a graduating class of 12 people. So coming to LT, I had no idea who I was going to run into. I actually did have a couple of kids I went to grammar school with, so that worked out nice. I just had a little bit of a foundation to build and make friends. But yeah, definitely a culture shock seeing different, just everybody, all these kids in school. And even upon graduation day, there was a time where they were calling out names and I had no idea who these people were. In the 4 years of going to school, I did not know who these people were. But they said
It's a big school.
12. What I think you were 2008 as well, right?
2009.
2009. I'm sorry. We had 1,200 plus kids in graduation and graduating class. It's crazy.
It's
So
huge.
yeah. But from 12 kids to 1,200, yeah.
Pretty big.
a big change, but it was great.
What stands out the most about your time at LT?
I really liked how there were so many clubs for people to join. I wish I would have been a little more involved. But going into it, just seeing all the electives and there's all this other stuff that you can do, like from auto shop to woodworking, which I took Mr. Elwood's class for 2 years. That was unbelievable, but just gives kids options, and I think that's really good. A lot of schools don't offer that other stuff, but I think these LT kids are pretty spoiled. But but
Did you have any teachers that you looked up to, or?
absolutely. One of my English teachers, Mr. Anderson, I had him junior year, and he just gave a lot of good advice, just simple, and he definitely stands out. Also, Mr. Conway, he was a pretty cool gym teacher. I enjoyed his classes. He was funny. Yeah.
Where did you go to college?
So I actually went to barber college. It's called the Barber Academy. It's in Schaumburg. Course took about 18 months to complete, but yeah, it was good. It was a really cool experience. Met a lot of cool barbers that are just spread out all throughout the south suburbs and the city, and it was a great experience.
How did you get started with like cutting hair and like what where's that passion come from?
Okay. Well, it's funny. So when I was a little kid, my mom had bought just a really cheap set of Conair clippers, and it was one of the most embarrassing things ever. Like my friends would come over, we'd just be hanging out, and she wanted to keep me like clean in between haircuts and everything, so she would take the clippers and just like clean up my neckline and stuff like that. So a couple times she had brought my friends that came over, and she was like, "Oh, well, let me like touch you up." I don't know if my mom in her past life she wanted to be a stylist or something. I don't know, maybe it's something that she would have been into, but nah, she would just like clean me up and stuff. And then when I was 13 years old, I did my first haircut. One of my buddies, we had just come over and he was talking about it, and I was like, well, my mom has a pair of clippers in the back, so let me give it a shot, and I totally botched the haircut. It was the easiest thing, but I don't know, I just enjoyed it. It felt right, so then I started kind of spreading the word to my couple friends, and I was like, hey, you know what, if you're willing to let me practice. I mean, let me give you a haircut.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot. So, luckily, the first kid that I've ever cut is still my client today, which
Wow.
is the best. So
Wow.
I love it. Yeah. How long have I been cutting your hair now for? I
Uh,
want to say at least 5, 6 years at
something like
least.
that.
Yeah. And got
Like when were you at on Joliet Avenue?
Oh, so I started over there in April of 2014. So it's been almost
Hmm.
about 10 years now cutting hair.
That's how long I've been coming to you.
Okay, all right, yeah, or
Remember?
maybe a little bit longer. That's right. That's right. Yeah, so that was my first shop. I'm definitely grateful for the opportunity. That was my learning post for,
Hmm.
so I was starting off doing $5 haircut specials, and trust me, they looked like it. Um, but yeah, I was able to get practice, and I still have a lot of clients that have followed me since. And
Hmm.
yeah, so from there, I moved to Stickney
Hmm.
over on at
The
312. I was
Yeah.
over there for a couple of years as well.
Hmm.
That was a great experience too. The owner Fred was awesome to me.
Yeah.
Got to work right next to him for a couple of years, which is cool. After that, I kind of wanted to branch out, do my own thing. I got into the studios over in Countryside in the
Hmm.
plaza right there. I worked there for only 3 months until COVID hit, and then well, we were doing
They're doing the garage
the
cuts.
garage haircuts during the pandemic because everybody still wanted to look good.
I kind of missed the garage cuts.
Those were that definitely brought me back to the beginning where it all like started for me cutting hair out of the
Hmm.
garage. It was so it was I had a lot of fun those months that were I guess shut down.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed it. I loved having people in there, and
Hmm.
it was cool. We had a bunch of motorcycles in there, if you remember. So it's
Yep.
cool. It's just like
Yep.
great talking pieces. We're just hanging out in the garage. Had to tarp it off to keep the AC
Hmm.
rolling in there. It got hot, so I couldn't cut hair after 2 o'clock. But that was great. And then stumbled upon the Old Willow Plaza. I mean, I used to go there when I was a kid, go to Tropical Snow and everything.
Oh yeah.
They had a storefront there, and that's where we're at today. Opened up Willow Springs Barbershop in October of 20,
Hmm.
and yeah, we're going on 3 years strong, and it's been great. We got a full team, so it's pretty good. I'm glad.
What kind of challenges growing up motivated you to where you are now?
Okay, well, after high school, I would just work some kind of odds and ends jobs. Nothing that really like stood out to me, and in 2013, actually, my mother passed away. So I was like, you know what? After all this time of just thinking about doing what I always wanted to do with cutting hair, I'm like, you know what? Now's the time. I'm gonna do something that's gonna, my mother would be proud of, and just, follow my dreams. So that's simply what I did. I signed up for barber school, and then here I am 10 years later. So I'm glad that I did it. Um, yeah, I just try to hopefully anybody that's going through a struggle just know that you can do it and get through it. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm thankful for my team. I'm thankful for my family and friends that I do have. Everybody's been great. So,
What kind of advice would you give someone looking to get into be a barber?
okay. You know what? Start young. There's so many tools and things you can do. You could go on YouTube now and learn how to give a haircut. Instagram, social media in general has come such a long way in the past, 10 to 15 years. And the accessibility is just insane. For anybody looking to do it, I would say, gather up a couple of your buddies and just start practicing.
Hmm.
And it's a great market, and everybody's going to need a haircut. So I would definitely push the young guys and girls to, give it a shot, if this is what they want to do.
How was it growing up with Chris?
Mr. Chris Dorsano.
Hmm.
It was awesome. I remember us when we were a lot younger, we were going to play basketball at Ideal Middle School. And I just remember the first time he invited me by his house. He had the basketball court, and then he had a jacuzzi and everything. And I was like, I hit the friend lotto. But no, Chris is awesome. He's one of the most authentic people I know. I don't talk to him as much nowadays. I know we just have conflicting schedules. We're busy. Chris is great though, and yeah, I know he was just on here recently,
Hmm.
right? It was here last episode.
Hmm.
Nice.
Do you have any memories growing up?
Oh, there's so many. There's too many with Chris.
Yeah.
A lot that I can't talk about, but
Oh yeah.
no, I remember one time it was during COVID, we just kind of hung out. We kind of cruised past his old house and just sharing memories from when we were kids and stuff. We just
Yeah.
kind of like walked around. It was really nice to like catch up with him and see what he's doing. And um, there's a few people I keep in contact with, and
Hmm.
it's cool to see you come into the shop and tell me and give me updates on Chris too. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, no, Chris is great.
What does your future look like?
It's a good question. Well, after 10 years of cutting hair, not really sure what's going to be next. I have a couple things that I'm taking some interest in, some hobbies, I guess you could say I'm trying to develop in. I'm pretty interested in microgreens and starting to grow those. So I'm in the beginning stages of that. Um, Also looking to eventually get out of Illinois and relocate. Not sure where yet, and just kind of waiting for the family to see where I guess we're all gonna relocate to.
Mm.
I got a couple of family members in law enforcement, so
Yeah.
their retirement days are coming pretty soon. So I think the time to get out is soon. But yeah, you know what? I really don't have the answers yet for the future, but I do have a couple things that are keeping me occupied and just want to keep learning. You're never too old to stop learning. So
How could somebody contact you to get a haircut?
so they could go to the Instagram page at Willow Springs Barbershop. They could contact me directly on Instagram as well. Also get my phone number out,
Hmm.
so yeah, there's you could also go on Google, look us up, Willow Springs Barbershop. You could book your appointment directly on there. So any questions, you could call us on our telephone number,
Yeah.
708-330-5591.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the Alumni Lounge,
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
and
Appreciate it.
I will say Bryan does phenomenal haircuts.
Thank you. Thank
Well,
you.
not phenomenal. I'll see you next time on the Alumni Lounge, where stories collide and memories reside. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, consider liking and subscribing to the Alumni Lounge, where stories collide and memories reside.